Coming in at number 10 on our list are the most decorated tennis players in the history of the sport. No, not the ones you're thinking of. We're talking about the Bryan brothers.
You asked me if sibling rivalry is healthy. It is as good as you asked me whether potatoes are healthy or not. It means when you eat 1 or 2 potatoes, or even 3, it can be very healthy. But if you eat 240, very unhealthy.
Bob and Mike Bryan are the most devastatingly dominant doubles duo in tennis. Their honours include 6 Australian Open titles, 2 French Open titles, 3 Wimbledon trophies, 4 US Open wins, 1 Olympic gold medal each, the 2007 Davis Cup winners medal, and 3, like I said, devastating.
The Bryan brothers, they must be on fire. They're always looking at what the next brother's doing.
A lot of the Bryan brothers' success is attributed to their particular brand of twinship. The Bryan brothers are mirror twins. That is, they mirror each other's movements, one being right-handed and one left-handed. As you can imagine, Bob and Mike are both. Their job requires them to spend hours of practice time together each day, not to mention the long first-class flights and 2-week hotel stays. Must be terrible.
Well, this is paradise down in La Quinta, and we have a great time here. We enjoy seeing all you people. Thanks for coming out.
After the break, find out which siblings inspired the most famous ginger South African and get involved in a brotherly battle of African sex symbols as we continue our countdown to the number 1 top sporting sibling rivalry when Tops returns. If you've just joined us, we're counting down the 10 most ferocious sporting sibling rivalries on the planet. We've already seen the Bryan brothers coming in at number 10, but we have 9 spots left in our countdown to number 1. At number 9, we have the Neville brothers, former Manchester United defender Gary Neville and his little brother Phil.
Hell no, they're not good looking.
I don't care if it's difficult for them. We all know who I'm going to shout for, the Man U brother. Duh.
The 2 Manchester players were born 2 years apart to Jill Neville and Neville Neville. Yes, you heard right, Neville Neville. They were both members of the now famous class of '92 Manchester United youth side, who won the FA Youth Cup along with Ryan Giggs, Paul Scholes, Nicky Butt, and some bloke you may have heard of, David Beckham.
Yeah, I think they're going against each other hard. I wonder who's the best, though. The youngest one always wins. You know, time he learns from the best. So that's what happens.
Although they both had extremely successful careers at Man United, younger brother Phil left the club in 2005, opting to play for mid-table Everton instead. The move would have come as a surprise to many, since Everton is based in Liverpool, a city his brother Gary notoriously hates. "I can't stand Liverpool," the former Red once famously remarked. "I can't stand Liverpool people. I can't stand anything to do with them." But that didn't seem to sour the relationship as the two still played for the England national team right up until 2007. At number 8, we have Ghanaian footballers Andre Ayew, Jordan Ayew, and oldest brother Ibrahim Ayew. Bet you didn't know there was a third Ayew brother. Jordan and Andre Ayew played for French Ligue 1 side Marseille. Their oldest brother, Abdul, or Ibrahim as he's better known, is a football player too. So was their father, Abedi Pele. In fact, according to Wikipedia, all male extended family and siblings are currently or former professional footballers. Wait, all of them?
I can imagine the chemistry in the game, you know, when they're playing soccer. It must be crazy.
I think it's harder playing on the same team as siblings, because someone's going to get benched.
Between the 3 brothers is an impressive total of 63 national appearances for their country. Middle child Andre, however, is undoubtedly the family's golden boy. The 24-year-old has played 47 times for his country and commands over €3 million in annual salaries.
So at least they're on the same team, then you can love them both.
Steaming in at number 7 on our list is one of South Africa's most beloved old faces. Actually, not him, his dad. Peter Pollock was a right-arm fast bowler for South Africa before international sanctions and sporting lockouts forced him out of the game. He played for his country for 9 years between 1961 and 1970, alongside his rather more famous younger brother, Graham Pollock.
No, I'm not a cricketer.
Younger brother Graham is widely considered to be one of the best batsmen, not only of his era, but in history. Graham was named South Africa's Player of the 20th Century. His brother was no slouch either. Peter Pollock played a total of 127 first-class matches, taking 485 wickets.
They've had a fight before, like a legit cricket fight, watching the game, all of them, chilling on the couch, having a beer, something happened, they all disagree, and the one walks out, and the others will continue to watch the game. I think that's happened quite a lot.
Too young to know, but Uncle Pollock. I'm sorry, blacks didn't have TV back then. I'm a Sean Pollock fan, Graham Pollock. Sorry, apartheid Pollock to me.
Despite all the accolades, Peter Pollock's primary prize was probably off the pitch. Sean Pollock.
Obviously, I grew up with Sean Pollock being the cricketer, so I know exactly who he is. I just want to say for the record, I really think that we should just play it safe because making fun of gingers is not fun anymore, so I'm not going to go there.
Sean Pollock, he was a great bowlsman. Great all-rounder. He was really steady. He had one of the best Yorkers. He used to just play short, and those Yorkers were incredible, hard to pick up hole. He was really, really good to watch.
His son Sean Pollock ended up also being one of South Africa's most loved sporting figures. A feared right-arm fast bowler and an immovable object with the bat. Sean even went on to captain the Proteas after the infamous Hansi Cronje saga. The Pollocks seem to have some sort of cricket super gene. Coming in at number 6, we have the Winklevoss twins. Sound familiar? Yeah, that's right. They're the 6'5", 220-pound douchebaggy twins who sued Jesse Eisenberg in The Social Network and Mark Zuckerberg in real life. So it's safe to say that as siblings, Mark Zuckerberg is their biggest rival.
I would guess people with a name like Winklevoss sounds like old money, which sounds like polo. They play polo.
They're actors or something? They look like actors.
Just in case you weren't aware that the film was based on a true story, here are the plot points. Genius Harvard psychology major is mean to pretty girl for heaven knows what reason. Girl dumps genius. Genius gets mad and starts a revenge site as a mass media public platform to be continuously mean to said girl. 6'5" douchebaggy twins are impressed by Genius and employ him to help them build a social networking site for them called Harvard Connect. While working on Harvard Connect, our Genius has an idea that is similar to Harvard Connect, but different to Harvard Connect, and together with his best friend starts a college student database called The Facebook. Completely neglecting the project he was hired for, he eventually gets drunk with Justin Timberlake and settles out of court with the 6'5" douchebaggy twins.
That's your first mistake. Don't trust nerds. They hide who they are. Superman, we all know what he did. He acted like he was a journalist, and he's out there saving the world, sleeping with chicks. But they don't even know it happened because he's really fast.
Somewhere in all that, the twins managed to become Olympic rowers. Cameron and Tyler Winklevoss began rowing at the age of 15. In 2008, they competed in the Beijing Summer Olympics and placed an impressive 6th. They also won a gold medal for the 8-man event and a silver for the 4-man event at the 2007 Pan American Games.
I do actually know who they are because of the movie. I mean, I don't know anything else about them apart from the fact that they row. And they're not bad looking.
And congratulations for them to actually, have made it as rowers. But I think they're still two pretty big douches.
Now from 2 brothers who represented their country to 2 more brothers who represent their separate countries. The 4th and 5th Ghanaians on our list respectively. The handsome German defender Jerome Boateng and his sexy Ghanaian brother Kevin Prince.
These two can definitely look at a career in rapping. They look like proper rappers. Like, I think they can drop a beat. Like, just the way they're standing, the way they're looking. They can definitely get a career in music if they wanted to, if this didn't work out. But it's obviously working out, so, I mean, it's good for them.
The Boateng brothers get extra credit on our list for their extraordinary intercontinental rivalry. The older and more rugged Kevin Prince was born in Berlin to a Ghanaian father and German mother. Exactly 18 months later, little brother Jerome was also born in Berlin to the same Ghanaian father, but a different German mother. The pair both grew up to be super talented footballers, but when time came to choose allegiance, Jerome went with Germany, while Kevin Prince chose to keep it real, opting to play for Ghana instead.
I don't like anyone who distracts women from me. Like, I'll be having a conversation with a woman and one of them will come on TV and be like, you Boateng. I don't need that in my life. It is hard enough as it is being short, okay? I've just convinced this woman to have dinner with me and now she's forgotten that I exist. Damn you, Boateng. Damn you.
And as if international rivalry isn't enough, the two also play in the same league, for different clubs. Come on, guys, let's call it a draw, huh? Despite being at odds on the pitch, the Boateng brothers are actually the best of friends, and were even spotted vacationing together in Miami in 2011. After the break, annoying reality TV sisters, more Africans making the parents proud on the world stage, and the Ukrainian brothers with brains and brawn. So far on our list of the top 10 sporting rivalries on earth, we've had a South African cricketing family, a pair of douchebags, and even two gorgeous Ghanaian footballers. Coming up, we'll count down from 4 to 2 and eventually reveal the number one most splendiferous sibling rivalry in the world of sports.
When we talk about causes of sibling rivalry, there are a lot of them. It usually starts at a very, very young age. At the age of only 1, children can already see how parents treat other children. So they become used to knowing whether they are preferential treatment or not, and then they try to assert themselves as being different in a family.
In at number 4 on our list of the top 10 sporting sibling rivalries, we have the Kardashians. I'm not kidding.
The closest the Kardashians have come to sports is probably the sports bra their mom bought them when they were younger, and they didn't wear it, obviously, because they're Kardashians. They don't use sports bras.
Yo, Kim is on fire. Yeah, even Chloe, but mine is Kim, yo.
And sleeping with the two, well, that we know of, they've slept with these two guys that play sports.
The Kardashians sealed it for me. They sealed it. Once you go black, you don't go back. One went black and the whole family went black. The whole family. The whole family. Everybody.
If there was ever a pair of siblings who rival each other in the field of sport, it's Kim and Khloe Kardashian. The sisters may not know what a set point is or know how to score from outside the D, but boy, have they dabbled in their fair share of sports royalty. The older and more famous of the two sisters, Kim Kardashian, started her run of ball-brandishing boy toys with a much-publicized romance with NFL star and Heisman Trophy winner Reggie Bush. The two were together between 2007 and 2010. If you're not into football, Reggie is a big deal. He was the NFL Defensive Player of the Year in 3 seasons, 2006, 2011 and 2012. The 3 years in between that, he didn't win the accolade, with the 3 years that he, well, you get the picture. Fresh off the heels of the breakup with Bush, Kim K found herself at the arms of another NFL star. Awkward. Kardashian and Dallas Cowboys wide receiver Miles Austin were an item for just a few months before breaking up later that year. Meanwhile, back in LA, little sister Khloe was getting cozy with former Los Angeles Lakers forward Lamar Odom. The two were married only a month after they met in a not-so-small ceremony in 2009. In light of the marriage, Khloe changed her name to Khloe Kardashian Odom and even embarked on a reality TV spin-off called Khloe and Lamar. All the attention her sister's marriage generated must have really nagged off Kim, because next thing we know, she's getting engaged to Chris Humphries. Kim's 6'9" basketball beau proposed in May 2011 with a ring the size of an actual basketball. Famously, the marriage was over 72 days later. Citing reasons nobody seemed too interested in, Kim has since given up on dating sports stars.
I don't have a favorite Kardashian sister. I like a naked Kardashian. That's my favorite. Whoever's naked at the time is winning.
They love the limelight. They love to date the fly guys. Big ballers, big spenders. You know? And in America, you know, the football players, basketball stars are the big spenders.
On the home front, little sister Khloe may have seemed to have a tighter lock on her marriage, though that would soon prove to be false. After a string of drug and alcohol-related epic fails on the part of Odom, Khloe filed for divorce in December 2013.
Because he's now on drugs, right? Well, let's get real. Who isn't in LA? So I don't know what the big deal is.
Khloe even asked for her name back. You go, girl. Are people still saying that? our number 3 sibling superstars are all brawn and all brains. Not a combination you're likely to find in a heavyweight boxer, let alone two. Vladimir and Vitaly Klitschko.
The Klitschko brothers, yo! I can imagine those guys were boxing each other and parents were devastated every day of their lives.
They just turned sibling rivalry into a sport. That's all they did. They're just like, look, we've beaten each other up for a few years. Let's keep doing it, get people to pay us. And they made it work. That's what they did. I wish I could do it, but my little brother is 6 foot, and I think it's an unfair advantage.
That is awkward if they have to fight each other. I mean, I don't know, as a girl, as a sister, I would never hit my own sister. Maybe boys are different, you grow up punching your brother, but that's taking it to another level. Having to beat up your brother, no.
Vitaly Klitschko was born in 1971 in the former Soviet Union. His brother Vladimir came along 5 years later. Little did anyone know at the time that these two poverty-stricken youngsters would soon go on to become the most decorated boxing siblings in the history of the sport. Overall, Vlad is the second longest reigning heavyweight champion of all time, with the third most successful title defenses at 15. In 2013, he was rated the number 2 pound-for-pound fighter in the world by boxrec.com. The 6'6", 110-kilogram champion is also engaged to petite 24-year-old Hayden Panettiere, former star of Heroes.
I think the older brother used to beat up the younger brother until the younger brother grew up and beat up the older brother, and then they started training, and then they're like, okay, let's take this professionally. Let's see who can box who.
I think they got into boxing because as Russians, you come out of the vagina fighting. They don't just slip out. They kick their way through. Another way, they kick their mom in the face. It's just Russia. I just assume people are always fighting for everything. So they found a way to make money off of it instead of just being Soviet.
With an 87% knockout percentage rate, Big Bro Vitaly holds the second best knockout to fight ratio of any champion in heavyweight boxing history. He's never been knocked down in any professional boxing bout. His only 2 losses have come via a shoulder injury during a fight and a deep cut above his eye. So, I mean, he didn't really lose. His nickname is Dr. Iron Fist because he's the only professional boxing world champion to hold a PhD. In 2010, Vitaly quit boxing to peruse politics and is now the leader of the Ukrainian Democratic Alliance for Reform and a member of the Ukrainian Parliament. You just can't hate on that. Next up on our list are another set of competitive African brothers.
The whole time it's brothers. Like, where's the brother and sister rivalry? Like, all of that, does that not happen in sport?
At number 2, it's English Premiership stars Kolo and Yaya Toure. Kolo is a defender for 18 times English champions Liverpool, while his younger sibling Yaya applies his trade just 35 miles up the M62 highway for Manchester City. Despite their similar job descriptions, it is little brother Yaya who is undoubtedly the star of the family. Yaya was part of the famous 2009 Barcelona side, who won an incredible 6 trophies in one season under manager Pep Guardiola. In 2010, he transferred to billionaire English club Manchester City for a reported £24 million and immediately fit right into manager Roberto Mancini's team. Kolo, however, has been slightly less fortunate. He was part of the Arsenal side who lost the Champions League final to Barcelona in 2006. Kolo started that game for Arsenal, although Yaya wasn't on the team sheet for Barcelona due to his suspension. 3 years later, Kolo preceded little bro Yaya in his move to Manchester City for a reported £14 million. By the time Yaya joined his big bro at Manchester City, the two had the peculiar quirk of never having played against each other in a competitive match. That was to change soon, though, when Kolo made the switch to Liverpool in 2013. Either way, it shouldn't matter that Yaya is one of the highest paid footballers in England, while Kolo hasn't won a Champions League trophy. They're brothers. Blood is thicker than accolades, right? Coming up, we finish our countdown of the top 10 sibling rivalries in sports and reveal our number 1 choice. Can you guess who it could be?
In December, we're offering you the very best Entre Sports Stars.
You rarely meet such people. Everyone has some talent, but Natalia's a very special person.
Yes, every Friday, the best of the best and the best of the worst of the stars of 2015. In December, you'll also enjoy your Saturday TV club and Cool Sundays, not to mention the Blonde Night on the 8th.
Because I'm blonde, if I don't put any makeup on my eyes, then they don't stand out.
The special 7 Stars Making Wars evening to celebrate the release of the latest Star Wars on the 15th. And of course, December means a crazy Christmas evening with the wackiest stars ever and a New Year's celebration that will descend into a battle for survival. Come on, in December, it's time to relax and finish the year off in style. Only on Trace Sports Stars.
Welcome back to Tops, where we've been counting down the top 10 sibling rivalries in sport. In the lead up from 10 to 1, we've seen some family-wide rivalries, be they on the court or on the red carpet. From footballing brothers to a 3-generation-long cricketing family, it seems that if you're great at sport and have a brother, you'd better watch out. That, of course, goes for brotherly rivalry on the field. But it can get even more serious if you happen to be either 6'5" or boxers. Of course, sibling rivalries don't have to be exclusive to actual sports players either. If you have a sister and a taste for sportsmen, you can also find yourself at the center of a rivalry off the court. Just like the infamous Kardashian sisters. We've investigated some of the most notorious and high-stakes sibling rivalries on Tops. But now, it's time to reveal our number one. Any guesses?
For the number one spot on this, I think it would have to be Venus and Serena. Because tennis is the only sport I actually watch.
Number one sibling rivalry in sports. My guess would be the Williams sisters. I assume they have a lot of competition in the gym. We all know who's winning, who's pumping more iron. We all know who's taking steroids.
I think it's obvious who's number one. There's only one sibling rivalry that I've seen with my own eyes on the TV where I actually can see them actually fighting in real life, and that's the Williams sisters, without a doubt.
You'd have to be living under a rock for the last 15 years not to know that the most impressive sibling rivalry is with the Williams sisters.
Yo, I think we were right. We were right. The sisters. But these girls sometimes look like men.
You know, I just know these things. I knew I was going to get it right.
Duh. Obviously, they're number one.
No, I'm not surprised that these two guys are here. I mean, like, these two brothers have been dominating tennis for the longest time. They're really amazing. It's weird that they play in skirts, but I think it frees up the movement.
Born in Saginaw, Michigan to Richard Williams and Oracene Price, Serena and Venus were the only full sisters in a family of 5 girls. When they were young, the family moved to the rough neighborhood of Compton, California, where their rivalry only intensified. Father William insisted on the girls playing tennis from an early age as a means to keep them off the streets, and boy did it work. Serena holds the most major singles, doubles and mixed doubles titles combined amongst active players, male or female. Her record of 32 major titles puts her 7th on the all-time list. Big sister Venus is also regarded as the best grass court player of her generation, and she's widely considered as one of the all-time greats of women's tennis. Between them, the Williams sisters hold a total of 26 major tournament wins, and that's excluding the 13 they've won together as doubles partners. Both sisters are heavily involved in fashion, accessories, and sport apparel businesses, and focus all their success into several successful charities. But for a lifetime of intense sisterly competition, Serena and Venus Williams are number one on our list of the 10 greatest sibling rivalries in sport. So there you have it, the top 10 sibling rivalries in sport. Sure, most of them keep things friendly in public, but who knows what's said behind closed doors in a competitive family. Boy, what a pleasure it is to watch them try and outdo each other. Join us again next time on Tops. Bye.
If I had 2 kids and one was a dud and the other was excelled in everything, I would probably favor the dud because no one likes an overachiever. It's just annoying.
I'm sorry, I would have to put that other kid up for adoption. they're letting us down. We got plans here. We got things to do, and they're just dragging us behind with their standard grade maths.